Newspaper. Many thanks for coming in to see us here at BBC World again.
Thank you.
This is clearly an embarrassment, the holes in the new government. Is it a crisis?
It is indeed, I think it is. Because don't forget, this government is supposed to only last nearly a year, already 3 months before we even have a proper government. Not only that, when we have one, supposedly, and it's sworn in, there is no Minister for Defense and there is no Minister of Oil. These are very major portfolios in Iraq. Not only that, but there are also major groups of the Sunni population that they're trying to represent that do not approve of the people that are taking part in this government. Iraq is passing through a crisis on many, many grounds. Indeed, on my desk today was a report coming from the UN, UNESCO, suggesting that about 60 professors have been killed in the last 2 years. 84% of the infrastructure of universities, higher education, has been totally demolished. Every single day you hear of at least 20, 30, 50, God knows how many, killed or maimed. This cannot be sustained in the long run. That's why I think it is a disaster. In the meantime, as I might add, that the fraction that is happening between the Sunni population and the Shia population escalated by the American presence and indeed by the American way of dealing with the situation from the beginning, favoring the Shias and not dealing with the Sunnis, is threatening a civil war, basically.
You will hear the argument, of course, that perhaps we shouldn't be surprised that democracy starts from such a low base in Iraq. There was a lot of ground to cover. You will also, of course, hear people in Baghdad and elsewhere, you've heard it yourself, saying, we never had much faith in these people who are going to be part of this government anyway. Why does it matter?
Yeah, exactly. I tell you what, I think, all this idea about democracy is a wonderful idea. And for people, specifically in the West, to go about the Arab world being introduced to democracy, which I disagree. It is there. The fact is, people are disheartened in Iraq because every single day they are being promised democracy, promised the basic thing that you and I need in life, which is security, is not being given to them. Quite the contrary. So this is not the democracy they're looking for.
On that point, just very briefly, if you can, what faith do you have in the concept that if enough Sunnis can be brought on board in the new government, the insurgency may be brought down because it is largely Sunni-backed?
I think the insurgency has a very wide range of programs that it has. But indeed, if we have a government that is able to represent the majority of the population, including the Sunnis that are disenfranchised, indeed, if we can get a government that can secure the security of the country, then indeed we can proceed. So far, there are no signs to suggest that. We are seeing people infighting amongst even the government. We are seeing infighting about even who to name, whether they should be Iraqis that have been living abroad or Iraqis that are living inside. There is a lot to iron here, and I only hope and pray that people will be able to stop all this infighting and indeed form a government that is able to give the people of Iraq what they really need, which is basically security.
But of course, as things stand, no cabinet statement has been made. There's no program for the government.
Absolutely. We don't have even enough government officials. We don't have oil minister. We don't have a minister for defense. These are major.
I'm sure we'll be talking again. For the moment, many thanks.
Thank you.
Indeed.
Thank you.